Hello mate, welcome to Bourbon Forage Fishing. Today we're talking about the new Stagg Junior 24A release. And I'm going to stop doing that accent, I can't do it anymore. Check this out guys. We're going to talk about the latest, greatest in the Stagg Junior batch releases and what we think's going on. The title of this video is something to the effect of another weak batch of Stagg Junior. So I blinded this 24A against 3 others, and as I had sensed / predicted when I first tried it by itself, we got another weak batch. I don't know if you guys are keeping score, but I always make sure to get every Stagg Junior batch out there and try it. 23A from last year was weak. 23B was a disaster, by far the worst Stagg Junior batch release ever in the history of humanity. 23C was pretty weak. And now 24A, pretty weak. So we've had 4 straight weak Stagg Junior batches. I started drinking bourbon around batch 17, so I don't have a frame of reference here in terms of what should we expect in terms of weak batches. Like, how often does this happen? You know, where we have a string of 4 straight weak batches. I mean, of course, 23B was not weak. 23B was a disaster, an unmitigated disaster. Treachery, folks. I am really curious, if you've drank bourbon for a long time, please leave in the comment section. Let me know how far back in the Stagg Junior batches have you been drinking, and how often is there 4 straight weak batches? This seems unusual because like I said, I started in 17, batch 17. So batch 17 is pretty solid. I think it's, you know, right in the middle of the pack. Batch 18 is one of my all-time favorite batches. The only batch I've ever had better than 18 is batch 12, of course. Batch 22A, I remember being very solid. And I even liked batch 22B more. It was very good. I actually just did a blind with the 24A, and the batch 18 and the batch 22B were in it together, and 22B always finished second place in my blinds. So I really like the 22B. I don't have a ton of experience with 22A, but I've heard it's very good, and I remember it being quite good. I remember liking the 22B a little bit more. And the batch 18, of course, was stellar, was just absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if you guys heard this rumor, but that year, a George T. Stagg was not released, and I think that was, 2021? Yeah, 2021, right? So 2021, there was no George T. Stagg BTAC release, and a lot of people think that they had taken some of that George T. Stagg, and because Stagg Junior had turned 18, right, and reached adulthood, they put some of that older juice in the batch 18 Stagg Junior to release a great Stagg Junior batch, which I think it is. I think Stagg Junior batch 18 is criminally underrated, right? Criminally underrated, and really underhyped. People don't talk about it. I think it's a sleeping giant, but it's a great batch. But, you know, 17 was good, 18 was great, 22 was good, 22 and 22B, all solid. 4 good to great batches in a row. And now we have, 23A, which was okay, 23B, disaster, 23C was fine. So the 4 batches prior to the last 4 batches have been solid, have been great. And now we have 4 pretty bad ones. Now, of course, we're being picky here. Disclaimer, Stagg Junior is an incredible bourbon. It's easily the best regular release barrel-proof whiskey or bourbon on the market, pretty easily. You know, when you get that new batch come out, you're really excited, you're pumped up, like, is this going to be a banger? You know, you get excited, and then when you taste it and it's, you know, sort of subpar, it's disappointing. So I am curious. Let me know what you think in the comments section. This is more a video about not me giving information, but I want information from you guys. You guys, please tell me, what do you think's going on? Is this a situation where Buffalo Trace, you know, we've had all these additions, they've built new warehouses, are they overproducing? You wouldn't think that would be the case, given that, you know, most Stagg Junior barrels are when they're put into a bottle are 9 years old. 8 or 9 years old. So you wouldn't think this had anything to do with the new distillant that they're making, or new warehouses, or where they're storing. Are they just haven't been holding it as long? I don't know. I'm very curious. Again, if anybody works at Buffalo Trace, that would be amazing if we could get somebody from Buffalo Trace to come on here and talk, because I'm really curious. Like, what's going on with Stagg Jr.? Why is it so weak lately? I don't know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it wasn't too repetitive. And I hopefully, again, please comment down below. I'm very curious. You've watched Bourbon Forage Fishing. I hope you enjoyed Bourbon Forage Fishing. Please consider hitting that subscribe button, signing up to our membership thing here on YouTube, and take care of yourself.